If you think back to just over 8 years ago, the world was in apocalypse fever. 2012 was just around the corner, and everybody seemed to jump on board with the idea that an ancient prophecy foretold it would be the year the world ended. The Mayan Long Count Calendar abruptly finished on December 2012, and many read this as the end of all time. The world was facing a range of problems, but nothing that would compare to 2020. The world seems to be slowly unraveling. COVID has seen the world slip into a global authoritarian regime. Protests have been springing up around the world against the many draconian measures governments have implemented. Could this be because we got our math wrong? Is 2020 actually the 2012 date the Mayans recorded? Let's take a look. Welcome to IF, videos on history, mystery and the strange. Hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss a video again. Recently, we have seen somewhat of a resurgence in the idea that the Mayans had accurately predicted the end of all things and that we are, even if only technically, in the year 2012. 2012 was a huge phenomena. Several movies and books became popular as apocalypse fever swept the world. Cults grew up and many banged the drum to echo that this was the end of days. As we know, 2012 came and went and the world kept spinning. In fact, it would seem as if the spinning sped up, as now in 2020 we face way more problems than back in 2012. The increasing craziness of the world seems to have had online users on a search for answers, and this is when the old Mayan calendar was revisited. Those that looked into the dates made the claim that the Julian calendar, which is most commonly used up to the 1500s before the jump was made to the Gregorian calendar, would actually mean that we are not in the year 2020 but the Mayan doomsday year of 2012. This being an idea that is gathering support due to the many problems we have seen so far in 2020, problems that continue to build and pretty much cover all the horsemen of the apocalypse. Memes have been doing the rounds asking what catastrophe will come next, alien invasion, zombies or rogue AI. As the old saying goes, many a true word spoken in jest. So, is there any truth to this idea? What math brings us to this doomsday date that many thought had came and went, with the world still turning? Let's look at the Gregorian calendar, which was introduced by its namesake Pope Gregory back in 1582. If we take this calendar and the Julian calendar, they are based on different measurements of time. It takes the planet's orbit of the sun and measures it with an 11-day difference in a year. When this change in the calendars first occurred, many countries opposed the new system, with London residents taking to the streets to hold protests demanding, "Give us back our 11 days." People have taken these 11 days a year and calculated the amount of time technically accumulated over the past 286 years. This places this year firmly as 2012. Scientist Paulo Tagalogin explained in his post, the number of days lost in a year due to the shift into the Gregorian calendar is 11 days. For 268 years using the Gregorian calendar from 1752 to 2020 times 11 days equals 2,948 days. 2,948 days, 365 days per year equals 8 years. 2020 minus 8 puts us at the date of 2012. This post is not the only one of its kind. Others have been far more inventive with their conclusions. Another tweeted, "When the world switched to the Gregorian calendar in the 1700s, we lost around 8 years in translation. So, technically, this year is 2012. A third said, "Remember that Mayan prediction that the world would end on December 21st, 2012? Do you know we lost 8 years when we switched to the Gregorian calendar? Yeah, we have only 6 months left." And a fourth claimed, when in 1752 everyone switched to the Gregorian calendar, 8 years were lost, which means that technically 2020 is 2012. You know what was supposed to happen in 2012? Yes, the end of the world. 2020 suddenly makes more sense. All of this has rekindled the debate on the idea that the doomsday prediction is false and that the assumption the Mayan calendar predicted the end of the world around December 21st, 2012 is wrong. It's the end date of the 5,126-year-long cycle in the Mesoamerican Long Count Calendar, and festivities did take place on December 21st, 2012 to commemorate the event in the countries that were part of the Maya civilization. There were and continue to be a number of astronomical alignments and numerological formula proposed for this date to mark the end of the world, with scenarios suggesting that the arrival of the next solar maximum, an interaction between Earth and a supermassive black hole at the center of the galaxy, or even Earth's collision with a mythical planet named Nibiru. With this being 2020, astronomers have just discovered a supermassive black hole which is having an effect on our universe. Could we be swallowed by this monster? Maybe there is no need to worry just yet, as many scholars have said there is no Mayan prediction for the end times. The idea that the long count calendar ends in 2012 is by their telling a misrepresentation of the Mayan date system. The end of the Mayan calendar marks rebirth and a new beginning. Another nail in the coffin of the series comes from Ethiopia, a country that has historically been free of any influence from colonial powers and the Holy Roman Church. They have not been affected by either of the calendars and retained the original calendar, claiming that Jesus was born in 7 BC. Like the Julian calendar, it adds a leap year every 4 years without exception and begins the year on August 29th or August 30th in the Julian calendar, making today June 1st, 2012, but a gap of 7 to 8 years between the Ethiopian and Gregorian calendars results from an alternate calculation in determining the date of the Annunciation, not because of the days lost. So with different dates occurring in different places around the world, which date is correct? Which should we prepare for? And did the Mayans mean for this end of their calendar to be taken as the end of days? Most likely not, but a point of finality gives people some perspective on their lives. None of us are getting out of this life alive, so maybe we should try to focus on the positive and good around us today and let all that is bad and negative go. What do you think about this and other end of the world prophecies? Do you believe in them? And if you do, which do you think will come to pass? Let me know in the comments below. As always, if you like what I do here on the channel, hit that red button, like and share. You can catch the latest by searching We Are If. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.